right, I guess let's see how this goes. We are back for Heat 3. Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Bell, Dinger, Harvick, Buscher, LaJoy, and Ware. Interesting lineup here. I mean, you would assume that the top four that we've got now is probably going to be the top four. Maybe look for Allmendinger and or Harvick. Both of those guys are more than, can definitely sneak in the top four there. So let's see how it goes.
I can feel it somewhere inside, haunting like a drug I keep on wanting. There's a love that fits so perfect, it's hard to believe. There's a reason I can feel my heart stop beating, and the air gets tough just breathing. I'm alone, but I'm still feeling like someone's with me. It's strange.
All right, let's see what we've got here. Let me give a refresh on the page. And we're green on Heat Race 3. Side by side going out of turn 2. Haley Elliott fighting for the lead. Bell Byron right behind. Justin Haley looking to clear. Elliott can't get him into turn 1. All right, kind of getting a little bit more spread out. Byron is now up right behind him, going for P2 on Elliott. Justin Haley now into the lead. Bumping and banging out of turn 4. The aggressiveness that we've seen so far has been quite awesome. Like to see an aggressive race going on here. Yeah, so Haley P1, Byron P2, Bell P3, Elliott P4. Colleague looking pretty good so far, which is pretty great. I've noticed everybody's really running down on the rumble strips. I think that is definitely the line that everyone's taking. Don't think that'll have any lasting effects on, you know, the suspension or whatever, beating and banging that car. So yeah, top 4 is still the top 4 that we had when we started, which I think is kind of what we expected going into this. LaJoy and Ware kind of fighting for dead last, which is not where I thought, you know, LaJoy would be, but thinking Harvick's going to try to make a move on Chris Buescher here, because you'd assume that the 4 car is probably a little bit better than that 17 right now. So cool to see these cars on the short track, man. It's just like big bumper cars. I mean, how could you not love it? Haley is still in the lead. I mean, this Colin could be for real, man. And I don't know that as, you know, going in it right now, but Colin could be for real. Colin could definitely be for real. Audio levels look okay. All right. Like we said, Haley, Byron, Bell, Elliott. I don't think I would have beforehand would have guessed that Justin Haley would be leading this race. But hey, I clearly don't know anything. So there we go. Yeah, so they just talked about what on the broadcast is how these cars feel very planted and very sturdy. I think they have 1.5 inches more tire, so there's a lot more rubber on the road. So to be able to like move somebody out of the way, you're gonna have to really hit them. Harvick still in P6, kind of waiting back. And there's a pretty significant gap between Elliott and Allmendinger. And then there's an even bigger gap between Allmendinger and Harvick. Harvick 6 seconds back. Not where I thought he would be. LaJoy is 9 seconds back. In dead last. Well, that's only P9, but you know what I mean. Justin Haley starting to pull a lead on Byron, sitting about half a second, but during the straightaways, it's 2 or 3 car lengths. Justin Haley in that 31 car, the Leaf filter car, kind of surprised they didn't they didn't take the 16 as their main car for some reason, which is, you know, the number I associate with Colleague other than the 11. Of course, the 11's taken. But I figured the 16 would be their flagship car, but instead they've decided to go with the 31. And, I mean, it's their number. They can do what they want, but I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, Allmendinger's still 3 seconds back. There's at least 5-6 car lengths between them. Haley is dominating this race, which is super cool. First-year Cup team, Cup rookie. How could you be mad about that? That is awesome. All right, 2 to go. Haley still lead. Byron, Bell, Elliott, top 4. Dinger, Harvick, Buescher, Ware, LaJoy finishes out your top 9. The gap between Justin Haley and William Byron continues to grow. Justin Haley might be a dark horse candidate to win this whole thing. And would that not be absolutely insane? Justin Haley wins Heat 3. So, yeah, the top 4, Haley, like I said, Haley, Byron, Bell, Elliott, top 4. Like I said going into this, that's the top 4 you expect to advance out of it. That's the top 4 that did. I thought Harvick might have a chance of getting in the top 4. He didn't even come close. Finished 6 seconds back, which is rather ridiculous. So, it's each their own though. We're on commercial. We'll be back right after commercial. All right, coming back out of the break, top 4 going into this next heat. Logano, Larson, McDowell, Castle, Cindric, Jones, Priest, Busch, Dillon. Of course, the big story in this is Kurt Busch in 8th in this. Did not have good qualifying. He didn't. Brad Keselowski didn't. There's a bunch of guys that you expect to be up near the front that did not qualify well at all for this. Big surprise. Landon Castle, P4. Michael McDowell, P3 going into this. Both of these guys could easily advance. Of course, Michael McDowell was my pick for using like the lucky dog spot, I could call it, being the highest finisher in the points to advance. And he hasn't yet. He's got a really great chance of going out here and finish the top 4 in this. Because, Eric Jones and Cindric could make a run at it. And I don't know what's going on with a 45 team with Kurt Busch. Maybe this is where they get it figured out. Can't tell you. But we're about to go green on this. The car's coming out onto the track as we speak. Both Petty GMS cars in this one, which is actually pretty cool. So let's see how this goes. All right, they're just interviewing drivers because apparently you got to have something to do. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, my kind of think on this is if I think Logano, Larson are locks for this race. I don't think either of those guys are going to get past. Michael McDowell, Castle are kind of in the danger zone, I think. I think Cindric, Eric Jones could have an actual run at this. But we'll see. We'll see. See how this goes. I think this is slightly ahead of what I've got. So cool to have Landon Castle back in the Cup Series. All right, here they go. Dropping green. Logano, great run off the start. Michael McDowell right behind him. Castle sticking to the back of him like nothing. Kind of going in single file. Logano, Larson, McDowell into turn 2. Austin Cindric looking just fine. Landon Castle getting into it with Eric Jones. Landon Castle has lost several spots off the start. Now you've got Cindric P4. Kurt Busch is actually in dead last. I don't know what's going on with Kurt Busch. Fighting Landon Castle. But like I said, top 4. Logano, Larson, McDowell, Cindric. Not a bad top 4. I don't know what happened to Landon Castle off the start. Must have just had a really bad start. But that means Cindric's in the 4th spot. Ryan Preece in 5th. I don't think he'll be able to get up there. I think the best chance for this will be Eric Jones and Ty Dillon. So, what's going on with the 45 team? What is going on with the 45 team? I don't know what in the world is going on with the 45 team, but it has not been good. We've got smoke. We've got a smoker. Who was that? I missed who's. Is that Ryan Preece that's smoking? I think it's Ryan Preece. Got a little bit of smoke coming on that. Ty Dillon coming to a stop on the racetrack. First caution of the weekend is Ty Dillon. Obviously, it looks like he has some kind of engine issue. Looks like he's just going to pull it off. Yep, pulling it off. That Black Rifle Coffee Company car is currently not having a fun time. See how it goes. It looks like Ty was doing fine, and then just something broke. They're saying that it was a gear problem of some kind, so we'll see how that goes. Like we knew for the weekend, is caution laps don't count. So these laps that we're turning on a caution, of course, it's almost like it's red flagged. I don't know if you can see on the bottom of the screen down where it says live, but it's red. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose, but the racing is effectively completely stopped. No laps turned will count under the caution. That means this race will probably be a little bit longer. out of commercial here, getting back to it. I think we're ready to go green. The choose rule is back this week, so at least you get a choice of if you'd rather get beat to death on the top or beat to death on the bottom. We're all about choices here. Man, it is so cool to be in the Coliseum, you know, the home of USC. So much great college football went on there. It's just super cool to be in that building. And I think, you know, with talking about this, that if this goes well, of how many opportunities this opens up. And so far, I would consider this quite a success. So let's hope it stays that way. All right, ready to go back green. Kurt Busch is not in dead last anymore. Let it be known. All right, 19 laps to go. Going back green. Logano quite well on these restarts. Larson is fighting McDowell. Oh, Austin Cindric, huge dive bomb on Eric Jones, and he makes it work. That's major level of commitment from Eric Jones to be able to back out of that. Oh, and he hits him going back into 4. Oh my goodness, he just got Cindric sideways. Ryan Preece diving down. Now, Kurt Busch is already back in the back of the race. I don't know what's going on with them. What is happening with Kurt Busch? He's fighting with Landon Castle. God. Oh, and Austin Cindric gets turned by Landon Castle. Another caution. That we're getting very heavily bumping on that last little bit. That was quite aggressive. Austin Cindric with a huge dive bomb on Eric Jones. Eric Jones turns right back around and dive bombs him. Wow. Okay, this interesting racing going on so far. So can't be mad about that. It's awesome to see. Hopefully it stays up like that for the rest of the day. Wow. Hit the 7. Yeah, so Kurt hit the 77, who then moved into the 2, spinning the 2. So there you go. Man, that Blue Deuce took quite a little spin. No cautions in any of the other race, just to have 2 in this one. Of course, one of them was a mechanical failure, and the other one was an accidental spin, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. These new tires look very good. Still not a big fan of the number placement, but the tires look great. All right, choose cone again. Here we go. Logano obviously gets first pick. He's staying bottom. Larson's taking top. McDowell, Jones bottom. Preece follows Larson up top. Kurt bottom. Landon top, and then Austin Cindric back in the back. So he's taking the bottom line, so he'll start dead last with Kurt Busch. I don't know what's going on with Kurt Busch. 45 is not having a good day. The 45 is not having a good day. 16 laps when we come off the restart. They're going to parade around one more time. Hey, you never know. Michael McDowell could end up winning this thing. He's in the top 4. The top 4 is Logano, Larson, McDowell, Jones. This could I don't think, unless Kurt Busch pulls something crazy, I think he's out. And I think Castle's probably gone. And I think Austin Cindric, I don't think he's going to be able to work his way back up. I say that. You never know. All right, going back green. Logano's been great off these restarts. He gets another pretty good one. McDowell right on his back. Larson trying to squeeze down in that little area between them. Can't get there because McDowell's there. 2 wide on back. Logano up front by himself. McDowell into P2. Passing Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson goes to the bottom. Logano, McDowell, Larson, lap 12 of 25. Beating and banging. Eric Jones is up here making moves, though. He's taking no crap. There's a lot of beating and banging going on in this race. There hasn't been as much in the other ones. Really getting down on that bottom groove of the racetrack in that rumble strip. Kurt Busch making a move on Ryan Preece. Kurt Busch into 5th. Looking pretty good. The fight of this race is definitely McDowell Larson. They're fighting. Michael McDowell is doing absolutely great in this. He's probably gonna advance. I didn't think he was going to, but yet here he is. They've been fighting for 3 laps straight. That's giving Eric Jones time to catch up. Eric Jones could get in here and make this very interesting, especially with how aggressive he's been. Logano's kind of checked out. Larson's 1.9 seconds back. Logano is gone. Logano is gone. Larson 1.9 back. McDowell 2.2. Eric Jones 2.7. So they're all within 3 seconds there. Those 3 are pretty close. Then it's a gap. Then you've got Cindric, and then there's a gap, and then you've got Kurt Busch. So Kurt Busch is not having a good day. Something is definitely wrong with that car. I mean, there's got to be, unless Kurt's washed, which I don't think he is. Kurt is definitely not washed. So Logano absolutely running off and leaving everybody. What are we thinking? We thinking Logano Larson? Logano a favorite to win it? It's been doing very well. I thought Kyle Larson would be the guy to keep up with him. But hey, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what is going on. Yeah, so Kurt Busch, NASCAR champion, a NASCAR, one of the greats, is sitting in 6th right now. He's got to get around Cindric to even have a chance to get a shot at Jones. And he's 2 seconds behind Austin Cindric, who is a further second-ish behind Eric Jones. So he's effectively 3 or 4 seconds behind. And I don't think he's going to have much of a chance there. So I think Logano, 5 to go. Logano's got this in the bag. Larson's 2 seconds behind. Unless Joey Logano makes an absolute mega oopsie. Which is, entirely possible. No one is perfect. But it's, oh, here comes Landon Castle on Kurt Busch. Trying to make something happen. Kurt Busch, of course, in-car camera is freaking dope. That black and green monster suit with the orange visor, that's cool. I mean, let's be real. That's a cool suit. Landon Castle with Voyager, what a cool sponsorship that is. With the crypto, unless you're Odell Beckham, who happens to also play in Los Angeles. You're losing a bunch of money on crypto. All right, final lap. Kind of, the top 2 is what we thought. Logano Larson. And then it's McDowell Jones? What? I mean, I'm glad, but that's crazy. Cindric Preece, Kurt Busch, Landon Castle, Ty Dillon knocked out. That is your final 4 from this heat. Yeah, of course, Cindric would have had a great chance. He climbed his way back after being dead last after getting spun. So you'd think that he would have been a favorite if he would have been able to keep up there. I think he would have been in the same run with Kyle Larson there. Other than that, rough race for Kurt Busch. I cannot tell you what's going on. His best time was a 13.8, whereas Kyle Larson's best time was a 13.5. So, his last laps were in the 14-second marks. Everyone else was in the 13s, 13.8, 13.9. Unless you're Kyle Larson, he had 13.5 because he's just absolutely insane. So, yeah, interesting about that one. So, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back for the next of the races. But, yeah, Logano, Larson, McDowell, Jones, all through. We'll be back in a moment.
Honey, I'm a perfect
keep in mind, the real race isn't until 6, so we've got a lot of time to kill here. They're going to have to figure some stuff out during the meantime. So, see how that goes. See how that goes. Interesting note from Kyle Busch. He's in the booth right now with Mike Joy, Tony Stewart, and Clint Boyer. He's talking about during the last 5 laps of the race, he tried to push it as hard as he could to see what would happen. He said he actually lost grip when he put the hammer down on it a little bit. So interesting to see as that going forward is the harder that you push it, the less the car is going to react. So that will be interesting going through. Martin Truex Jr. was the highest qualifier the highest position that didn't qualify. So he was the recipient of the get in for free pass. Now he did have the option of going into the last chance qualifier, qualifying in that, and then possibly advancing his position. But the crew chief, he says, made the final call that they're just going to save the car, get in at the last little bit, and there you are. So risky move, sure. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for him. "13 drivers will be eliminated." Did I just mute myself? Interesting. Yeah, so 13 drivers will be eliminated throughout the ones that do not advance from the last chance qualifier. Any of those guys that don't make it, they're gone. They are just gone. So hopefully for them, they get some good luck in that race. But of course, not everybody can advance through. So we've got the ones that are already locked in, but there's a lot that aren't locked in yet. Let's see. So, is it possible? Need to see what's going on here. Let's see if I can see who has been locked in or not. I see no way to check that. So, which is perfect. That's what we want. That's what we want. So it looks like this next little stint coming up here is it's one of the last chance qualifiers. Denny Hamlin, Denny Hamlin, Dinger, Chastain, Harvick, Todd Gilliland, Buscher, Amarola, Cody Ware, BJ McLeod, Corey LaJoie. We'll see how this goes. Denny Hamlin will be starting on the pole for it, and Kevin Harvick in 4th. So we'll see. They're about to get lined up as we speak, so we will return in just a moment.
Time is unfair, 'cause I know you're out there somewhere. Patient waiting.
Cars are being fired up as we speak. I'm probably going to switch this over to some music. Nah, that's okay. see how it all goes. About to roll them on out. We're about to roll them out. See how this goes. Like I said, this is the first to last chance qualifiers. Hamlin, Harvick at risk here. Eric Amarola, Cody Ware. I don't think we expected either of them to make it in anyway, so I thought this would probably be their best chance anyway. BJ McLeod, Corey LaJoy. I don't know what's going on, Corey LaJoy. A lot of Fords. Harvick, Gilliland, Buescher, Amarola, Ware, and McLeod. Anyway, Denny Hamlin, AJ Allmendinger in row 1. So that means Ross will be directly behind Denny in that beautiful car that they've got. Ross is the monkey car. I don't know what to call it. I don't even know what it is. Howler head, I think, is a beautiful car. Let's take a look. All right, they're out rolling. Should be getting underway here very shortly. All right, here we go. Going green. Hamlin, Allmendinger lead us off row 1. I think a guy to watch right here is going to be Ross Chastain. I think he's got to go absolutely off here. Going into turn 1, side by side going in. Hamlin, big jump to the lead. Ross Chastain coming in on the inside. Allmendinger to his back quarter panel. Harvick on his. Harvick battling with Todd Gilliland. Pretty good battle going on. Todd Gilliland does have the bottom. Harvick is stuck up top. He cannot get down into that groove. Hamlin kind of making a big gain. Ross Chastain, obviously the closest to him, about half a second back, 0.4 of a second back, and then behind him is Allmendinger. So I think it's just the 3 of them that can advance. So top 3 in this one. So that means Todd Gilliland is first one out. That means Harvick would be gone, and I don't think anyone expected Harvick to be gone. Amarola, like I said, whatever. So Harvick, Tolland, Gilliland going back at it. Kevin Harvick has cleared Todd Gilliland. Now Todd Gilliland fighting with Eric Amarola. Eric Amarola does have the bottom, but Todd's trying to squeeze. Ooh, contact. Chris Buescher comes to the bottom. Shoving up against the wall is Todd Gilliland. Eric Amarola is giving him absolutely no mercy. He refuses. Oh, big hit. Eric Amarola spins into the wall, almost hits Kevin Harvick. Todd Gilliland has shunted Eric Amarola into the wall. The back of his car says "So California." Man, that is funny. That car has sustained pretty decent damage. It looks like that is not going to be good. Let's see what happened. He bumped him. Interesting. I think that one is more of a racing accident, because Todd Gilliland had absolutely no room, so he's trying to at least kind of get down. The real beneficiary of this is Kevin Harvick. He just barely missed getting bodied. I think it might have touched, but it didn't touch him hard enough to actually damage his car. At least we hope he didn't. Crazy. So Eric Amarola into the wall. There comes out the yellow again. So, of course, none of these caution laps are actually going to count. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, Tom Gilliland. Eric Amarola was not giving him very much room. So, Todd Gilliland made some. There you go. So, top three as it sets: Hamlin, Chastain, Allmendinger. First one out is Harvick. Not where he wants to be. Kevin Harvick really needs to get into this because I don't think anyone doesn't expect him to make it. Yeah, so Eric Amarola is out. That car is scrapped. Car is gone. Getting towed off. BJ McLeod, LaJoy, Ware, Gilliland, Buscher, Harvick, Almirola is, I don't know. They're towing them off. They've actually stopped the cars on track. Right front tire is, I don't know. I have never seen that. The metal around the tire is pressed in, but the actual tire itself is not. But bad break for Eric Amarola, who looked like he was doing just fine. Of course, he didn't give Todd Gilliland any room, but looked like he was doing okay there. So we'll see how that goes when we come back from the break. So remember, not too long after this, February 20th, Daytona 500. I think it's going to be a great time. It's going to be awesome to see the next Gen car, the Gen 7 car on a super speedway. So here is the drivers that are locked in: Kyle Busch, Justin Haley, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Ricky Stenhouse, Bell, Blaney, Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, Briscoe, Larson, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Cole Custer, Eric Jones. So the provisional last, quote-unquote, last spot is for Martin Truex Jr. Didn't think he would be one of the guys out, but yet here we are in this situation. So going back green, here we go. Denny Hamlin and AJ Allmendinger will lead them back to green. And here we go, about to get directly underway. Here we go. Denny Hamlin leads him away. AJ Allmendinger with a great start, staying right behind him. Ross Chastain there as well. Denny Hamlin getting drive out of the corner, though. Chastain down on the preferred bottom line, staying down there, forcing AJ Allmendinger to be top. AJ Allmendinger does have a little bit better drive down the straightaways, but Ross Chastain, of course, has the advantage of being on the bottom lane. Denny Hamlin's kind of checked out so far. Now, keep in mind, this is a 50-lap race, so there is time. So currently, As it stands right now, Hamlin, Chastain, Allmendinger would be through. Harvick, first one out. Kevin Harvick fighting with AJ Allmendinger, moving into the third spot. So now it's Hamlin, Chastain, Harvick. Of course, you expect Harvick to be one of the guys running up front, one of the best drivers in the Cup Series. So seeing him up there is not that big of a surprise. AJ Allmendinger cannot get down. He's lost another spot to Chris Buescher. Now he dives to the bottom. Ooh, brake lockup from Harvick. Now AJ Allmendinger does have that preferred bottom line on Chris Buescher. Beating and banging, moving Chris Buescher off the track. Right behind him is Cody Ware. Cody Ware having a better day than we expected in P6. Todd Gilliland, Corey LaJoie, BJ McLeod is also gone. I don't know when BJ McLeod left, but he's gone. Kevin Harvick's just kind of checked out. Chastain is 1.8 seconds back, so he's really not going to make that big of a challenge to Hamlin. Hamlin's kind of left. So as it still stands, Hamlin, Chastain, Harvick, top three. Allmendinger, first one out. Cody Ware, although, is in fifth. So looking more competitive than Rick Ware cars normally do. Of course, you could argue that this is kind of made for them. Harvick makes a move on Chastain. Now Harvick into P2. Beautiful move. Beautiful move. Now, the thing is, Chastain doesn't have to be too bad worried. Behind him is AJ Allmendinger about a second back. So, of course, he doesn't want to get past my Allmendinger because that's the pass to get knocked out of the last chance qualifier. But still not a bad spot as it stands. Cody Ware is up there fighting with Allmendinger. Now, what's crazy is we saw Justin Haley absolutely dominate his race, and now we have AJ Allmendinger in fourth. So maybe there's an argument that currently Justin Haley is one of the favorites to win this. Interesting as it's playing out. Very interesting. Yeah, Cody Ware. So let's take a look at some of the best times. Hamlin's best time, 13.5. Harvick, 13.5. Chastain, 13.7. Allmendinger, 13.7. Cody Ware, 13.6. Todd Gilliland, 13.6. So, running relatively close times. Of course, the fastest so far, Kevin Harvick just set his best time with a 13.45, which is the fastest lap so far. Currently, Harvick is faster than Hamlin. Now, will he be able to catch him? I don't think so. Of course, there's another 25 laps this race, so there is more than enough time for him to do that. But will he? I'm not sure. There's a good chance that Harvick is pushing his tires a little bit harder than Hamlin is right now, and that's what's causing him to catch up. So those will eventually wear. But right now, he is turning faster laps than Denny Hamlin. Not super fast, but he is quicker. I think that makes him, that he is by far the quickest car on the track. Last lap, Ross Chastain was a 13.7. Allmendinger's a 13.6. He's catching up to Ross Chastain, though. There's only 0.3 of a second between him and Chastain. Now there's quite a big gap between Kevin Harvick and Chastain. So this will be the race. This will be the race to get in. Is between Chastain, Allmendinger, and technically Cody Ware. Don't want to knock Cody Ware out. If Allmendinger and Chastain get into a big fight, Cody Ware could be a beneficiary. So, Hamlin, Harvick, checked out. Gone. Goodbye. So, we'll see. We'll see. There's still a long time. We've still got, it's lap 25. So still time for stuff to happen. AJ Allmendinger has gotten to the back of Ross Chastain, touched the back of him. Maybe we're going to see some beating and banging going on here. Maybe AJ Allmendinger is looking to give him a little shove up the track so he can get that inside line. Currently, Ross Chastain. Oh, Allmendinger down to the bottom. Side by side, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain gets him back off the corner, though. But Allmendinger does have that inside line currently on his quarter panel trying to fight. He does have that inside line, so that you'd think that means that he's got it. Cody Ware making a move. Here goes Cody. Allmendinger up into third. Cody Ware into fourth. Chastain went from third to fifth in one lap. Not what he wanted to do. Now he's getting back at Cody Ware. Like I said, Hamlin, Harvick, absolutely gone. Nobody's catching either of those guys. This right here is the race that we're watching. Allmendinger, Ware, Chastain. I think that this is the only racing we're going to see out of this one, at least. Allmendinger is starting to build quite a gap on Cody Ware, so I think he might just have it. He might just have it here. Of course, 18 laps to go. Anything can happen. Here at the LA Coliseum for the Busch Light Clash. Hamlin's on another planet right now. He's 2.2 seconds ahead of Harvick. So, Harvick still is turning faster laps, though. Yeah, Harvick is turning faster laps. So, could he catch him? Theoretically, yes. Realistically, no. I don't think he's going to have any way to realistically catch him so far. So, we'll see. We'll see. Scott Gilliland makes a pass on Chris Buescher. Oh, that was already happened. Never mind. Yeah, so Cody Ware. What happened? No. What is going on here? My timing is all messed up. So, Harvick, Hamlin, gone. Yeah, Ross Chastain down to P7. What is going on? Something is messed up, or he's lost it. He's lost the groove, or maybe that beating and banging might have knocked and rattled something, because he is very, very behind the pace right now. Not only did he get passed by Allmendinger and Ware, also Gilliland and Buescher. So, not a great afternoon for Ross Chastain. Not a great afternoon for Ross Chastain. Todd Gilliland fighting with Chris Buescher for P5. Currently, Chris Buescher is getting the better of Todd Gilliland. Chastain getting his nose down in there, trying to get a nose in on Todd Gilliland in that front row Ford. So we'll see how this goes. 10 to go so far. Yeah, so Hamlin, Harvick, Allmendinger, your top three at the moment. Yeah, technically P4 is Cody Ware. First one out, Cody Ware. Not who I would have thought would be in P4 during this. But hey, I guess that just goes to show you that he can drive, more or less. And that the next gen car is kind of accomplishing what they said they went out to do, which is make racing, more even across the board. Of course, he's turning similar lap times as the leaders. Slightly behind. I mean, his last lap was on par with Denny Hamlin. So, hey, I think they've, at least in this race, they've at least accomplished what they've set out to do, and that's make the racing more competitive. Ross Chastain got around Todd Gilliland for P6, which he still have to pass Chris Buescher, Cody Ware, and AJ Allmendinger, which I don't think he's going to have enough time to do that. But other than that, we'll see how it goes. 4 to go. There's no way that Ross Chastain has a chance in this, man. Darn it. Darn it. I was really hoping Ross would pass on to this with that Howler head car. That's a cool car. Yeah, I don't. Even if Eric Amarola was in on this race, I don't think that he would be one of the top three either. I think it would probably be about the same top three that we had right now. So I don't think him getting knocked is going to make a big difference in this race, because I think you'd probably still have these three advancing anyway. I'd take these three over Eric Amarola. So yeah, 3 Hamlin, Harvick, Allmendinger into it. Knocked out Ware, Buescher, Chastain, LaJoie, Gilliland, Eric Amarola, and BJ McLeod. Those guys are gone. All right, there's the first of last chance qualifiers down. We'll be back in just a moment. I think I hear somebody. There seems to be people in the in the stadium booing something. What that is, I don't know. Or maybe they're not booing; they're doing something else. I don't know. But we've got another last chance qualifier coming up here. Got Bubba, Cindric, Bowman top 3. Of course, I think that's the 3 that I would prefer to see through. Of course, Truex, Kurt would be 2 others I'd like to see through, and of course Brad. So there's more than 3 people I want to go through this round. Of course, we can't get everyone through this round. So see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. So I think so far, really, the racing has been quite good. More or less quite good. Some beating, some banging. I think these cars lend themselves very well to this style of racing. So I think that the next gen car is the best car we could have done this with. So hopefully it continues and keeps going well. So we'll see how it goes. Also, they're showing all these big, shots, and it's cool to see how many people have showed up to this event, which is super cool. I'm very excited. I think so far that the crowd has been pretty good. I think there'll be even more for the actual race. So hopefully, I think it's gone pretty well. I think this has gone pretty well, all things considered. All right, cars are coming out on track. Now here talking to Kevin Harvick. It will start 19th, so we got second in the last chance qualifier, starting 19th for the race. Not great, but, I mean, he's in, so he can't really be that mad. Can't be mad about at least making it, because several people aren't going to make it. So here's the lineup going into this LCQ 2. Bubba, Cindric, row 1, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, row 2, Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, 3, Harrison Burton, Castle, 4, Brad Keselowski, Dillon, 5. So that's Ty Dillon. So I assume they got that car fixed? Oh, apologies. Truex, I took that provisional option to just take the last chance spot in the race, so he will not be in this race. Martin Truex is not racing in this race. So, Cindric, Bowman, Bubba. That's the 3. I'm okay with that 3. Of course, I'm an Alex Bowman fan, so I'm going to vote. I want Alex to get in. So I'll be very sad if Alex doesn't. But we'll see. But, yeah, Cindric, I think he's got a good shot at this. I think Bubba's got a good shot. I think Kurt Busch, I hope he gets up here and figures something out. And Brad Keselowski as well. A lot of guys that deserve to be in the show. Well, I guess I can say that. If you don't make it in, I guess you don't deserve to be there. So, see how it goes. Bubba gets a great start. Already smoke billowing out of Ryan Preece. Must have had a massive lockup. Bubba got a good lead. Cindric making a little dive bomb. Bowman behind him, slamming into the back of Cindric. Ryan Preece staying right up there in that 15 car. But Bubba, good lead. Over half a second. Cindric in P2. Bowman fighting with Preece for P3. Bowman does have the bottom preferred line, so he does have the advantage. Kurt Busch is up in the party now. Kurt Busch right on the back of Alex Bowman, who is currently holding off both Kurt Busch, and Ryan Preece. Not bad. Harrison Burton just kind of sitting there. I think he's kind of waiting for something to develop. You don't want to dive in immediately and kill your car. Bubba with a great lead, about a second on Cindric. He's got another half second on Bowman. But that's the thing about Bowman. I'm a Bowman guy, so I want him to get in. All he's got to do is stay in third. That's all I'm asking for. Is just third. That's it. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. Alex Bowman up on the back of Cindric. He could be looking for P2. Kurt Busch into fourth now. So Kurt Busch is looking a little bit better. Lock up from Austin Cindric. That might give Bowman a bit of an opportunity. Can't get to his inside, though, but he's right behind him. Kurt Busch is right behind him. Oh, Alex moving to the bottom. Think he's going to make a dive bomb here on Austin Cindric, and he does. Bowman up into P2. Kurt Busch following behind. Cindric losing ground here. Now, not only that, he's up on the top lane. He cannot get back in. Ryan Preece goes by him. Now, Cindric's down in fifth. Now, Harrison Burton gets by him. Austin Cindric is not having a good time. Austin Cindric is not having a good time. Gets passed by Brad Keselowski and Ty Dillon. This Austin Cindric is now into eighth. He went from second to eighth in 2 laps. That is insane. Kurt Busch climbing back his way towards Bubba. Bubba's still got about a second advantage. Kurt Busch is right behind Alex Bowman. So maybe they're kind of working together, getting up there, just knowing that they need to get away from the people behind them, and that's more important than fighting for P2, is if they just get rid of Ryan Preece and everybody else, then they can take the spots. I don't think, there's not really a huge advantage to finishing P2 versus P3 in here because they both advance. So I think that if they just kind of keep it clean, keep it straight, they get up there, they advance, I think they're happy. I don't think P2 versus P3 is that big of a deal that you want to get up there and risk something worse. So, Wallace, Bowman, Busch, Preece, Burton, Brad Keselowski, Ty Dillon, Cindric, Castle, and then no Truex. So technically Truex is in 10th, but he's really not. All right, Bowman's caught back up to Bubba. So Bubba, Bowman, Busch have kind of pulled out. They have a gap on back to Ryan Preece. We've got a bit of contact. I'm not sure who that was. That was probably between Ryan Preece and Harrison Burton. Apparently that was quite a dive bomb. So, top 3 kind of pulling out on itself. Harrison Burton was the one, Ryan Preece. He absolutely sent a dive bomb. They both kept it straight, so technically no harm, no foul. A little beating and banging never hurt nobody. Well, not really. So the top 3 is still pretty static. But they've kind of pulled out. I think they're just kind of racing. They're just turning laps because all they want to do is advance. I don't think they care in what order they all advance as long as they just advance, which is the most important part. Also, these new Fox graphics look pretty good. I think they look much nicer than they did last year. I like how when they have the top 3, they have the color-coded numbers where it's got the paint schemes on it. That helps for people that might not know. The Bubba with the black and red, Bowman with the purple, and then Kurt Busch with the white, green, and black. Looks good. Looks good. So props to Fox for making the graphics look much better. Yeah, the top 3 is kind of just pulled. They just kind of pulled off. So technically, first one out right now, Harrison Burton, followed by Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece. They're the guys that really have a good shot at this. Austin Cindric, I think he just really got unlucky, and then the bad situation became much worse. A little beating and banging going on. Nothing too bad. Ooh. Bowman making a making a run on Bubba. He's trying. Bowman to the bottom. And they throw a yellow. They're throwing a yellow? They're throwing a yellow, and I'm not sure why. Not sure why they threw the yellow. Some beating and banging going on with Ty Dillon and Harrison Burton. So Ty Dillon hits him, and then Harrison Burton flies up, hits the wall, and then gets tagged by Ryan Preece. But it's just kind of a love tap, and it wasn't that bad of a tap, and didn't look to be any debris or anything else, and yet now there's a caution for no reason. Maybe they're checking for debris. Maybe they're just looking to throw a caution. Don't know. We'll see here. So, the car's getting a little beaten and banging going on. So, pretty good racing so far. Yeah, I love the new Ally colors. That like turquoise green and pink. Whoo! That's nice. Looking nice. So, choose cone. Of course, everyone's going to try to take the bottom if they can. Yep, all the front three go to the bottom. Which means... wow. Everybody is trying to take the bottom. That's pretty crazy. So, Ty Dillon moves to the front. I mean, free spots are free spots. You gotta take what you can get. Gotta take what you can get. Gotta take what you can get. Alright, should be going green here any second. Alright, going back green. Bubba and Ty Dillon will lead him back to green. It looked like Ty Dillon actually beat him to the line, technically. Oh, going. Bubba and Ty got at it. Ty got shoved up. Now Ty's coming back right underneath Bubba. Bowman has the bottom. So Bubba has been moved to the top lane. So Bowman's underneath him. Bowman has a great shot to actually get to the lead here if he wants it. So technically, it's Wallace, Bowman, Dillon. Kurt Busch and Ty Dillon fighting for P3. And then Harrison Burton right behind. All right, Bowman into P1. Okay, Bubba finally got down. Bubba got down. Oh, and he bumps Bowman up. No, he slips. Okay, so not great there for Bowman. He's lost the lead. And he's got to get to the bottom. But Kurt Busch is there. He can't get to the bottom, but he's keeping pretty good time on the top lane, though. Oh, beating and banging going on. I think there was a little bit of tire squealing, tire smoking going on there. So, yep, there goes Bowman back. Yeah, so now he's back to 5th, trying to get to the bottom. And he missed the corner again. Okay. Kurt Busch going for the lead as Bowman tries to make something happen. Bubba, the two 2311 cars going at it. Now Kurt Busch is in the lead. Crazy. He hasn't been able to do anything all day, and now he's in the lead of this LCQ. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I was wanting him to do better than he was. So, wish is answered, I guess. We've got a spinner. Ryan Preece spun around. He wasn't doing too bad. To be fair, he wasn't doing bad at all. So, until he got spun. So, Busch, Wallace, Ty Dillon are your current top 3. I mean, is like I'm a petty guy, but you know Bowman's my favorite driver. So as much as I want another petty guy to be in the big show, I kind of got to go for Alex. Kind of got to go for Alex here. So I'm probably go for a favorite driver than a favorite team. So going to a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, 18 to go in this last chance qualifier here. See how this goes. Interviewing Denny Hamlin about how 2311 is now a 2-car team, and they're currently doing quite well. So in this last chance qualifier, which isn't where you want to be doing well in, but do the best you can. Going back to green, Ty Dillon on the front row again. Ty Dillon is always on the front row. Oh my goodness, Austin Cindric going 3 wide at the beginning of the off the green flag. Holy cow. Alex Bowman needs help. Dang it. Heck. Okay, so. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup from Cindric. So, Busch, Dillon, Wallace, Burton. So, I think both 23 cars are going to get in. So, I think the main fight's going to be Dillon, Burton, Bowman. So, obviously, I'm going Bowman. Hopefully. Come on, Bowman. Come on. If my favorite driver doesn't make the main event, I'm going to be very sad. Okay, so Ty Dillon apparently jumped the start. So Ty Dillon jumped the start. He's got a black flag, which means I think he is now disqualified from this. So that would mean that Harrison Burton is third. Harrison Burton will be technically is the third person in. He's fighting with Bowman. So Bowman just has to pass Harrison Burton. All right. Yep. Ty Dillon is going to the tail of the field and will start racing again. So he's right behind Cindric. So now Burton's third. Bubba is falling back. Everybody is falling back. Kurt Busch is leaving everybody. 11 laps to go. 10 laps to go now. So really the fight for the third spot is between Bubba, Bowman, and Burton. All the Bs. Well, actually there's Busch, Bubba, Burton, Bowman. The Killer Bees. So here we go. The front of Bowman's car is quite beat up. He's been doing a lot of banging. All right, looks like... Yep, and now Landon Castle spun. So, we're going to rack him up again. As we've seen this go on and on, the racing has got more and more aggressive. You know, we didn't have a caution till Heat 3, and then we had 2 in that race, and now we've had a ton since then. So, you know, especially in these last chance qualifiers, because it's the last chance to get into, you know, the clash. So, we'll see how this continues to go. Going to break, we'll be right back. All right, what are we thinking here? So, top 4, to reiterate: Busch, Wallace, Burton, Bowman. That's the top 4. So, Kurt kind of ran off and left everybody at the end of that last one. So, it was between Bubba, Burton, and Bowman for the coveted third spot. And I consider Bubba in that, even though he's P2, because, you know, we've seen people that were fighting for a spot for P3 miss out on the spot and go to P7, you know. So, you know, it's interesting. So they got the choose rule back out. They're currently choosing. See what they choose. All right. Brad's on row 3. Got a little bit of a better shoes rule that time. They just bring a they did just bring up a thing that the 42 car has been involved. So when Castle got spun by Keselowski, it was because he was getting really pushed by the 42 of Ty Dillon. So interesting. Okay, so your bottom, the people on the bottom lane is currently Kurt, Bubba, Bowman. So those are the 3 guys that have the advantage. Oh, tons of smoke pulling out of Ryan Preece. Lot of smoke. So Kurt Busch, once again, getting a good start. Oh, Bowman got tapped by Cindric. Okay, so... Oh, and Cindric got spun by Ty Dillon again. Ty Dillon is on an absolute warpath to ruin everybody's day. I don't know what's going on. And there's another caution. We'll stack him up again. Goodness, what's going on? Okay, so Alex Bowman has decided to take the top line to get into P2. So that's pretty good because he's got to figure out something. He's got to do something to get up there. So we'll see. So top 4 is Alex, Kurt, Bubba, and Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon is making a lot of enemies currently. All right, let's see here. Lights are off, so let's get it. Interesting fun fact, that top 4 of the 5, in the top 5, 4 of them have won at Martinsville. Ty Dillon is the only one that has not. Of the top 4, at least. Going green. Kurt and Bubba on the bottom. Bowman on top. Oh, and Bubba shoves Kurt Busch into Bowman. Massive pileup. All sorts of... What is going on? So, now this whole race is now different. Now it's Bubba, Burton, Busch, Cindric, Ty Dillon, Bowman. Bowman got absolutely screwed in that because he got shoved way up the racetrack and everyone flew right underneath him. 7 laps to go. I think Bowman's gone. Harrison's up with Bubba at the beginning, at the front, just for the win. He's got the bottom line. Burton makes the pass for the lead. Now here comes Cindric. Oh my goodness, Ty Dillon. What is going on? And Kurt Busch is spun? What was that? It looked like Ty Dillon just freight trained everybody into everybody. What is going on? That looked like Ty Dillon just bowling balled everybody. What the heck? Okay, we're going to the replay. So at the beginning, Bubba bumps Kurt, moves up, hits Bowman, and then of course there's a bunch of beating and banging going on down there. Cindric gets to the bottom, and then Ty Dillon bumps Cindric, and then Ty Dillon shoves him into the corner, which hits Bubba, which hits Kurt, that sends Kurt into the wall. What was that? They're showing footage of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin can't be excited. 2 of his cars beating and banging. So Kurt Busch is now out. That is not what we wanted to see. That is not what we wanted to see. I cannot believe Kurt Busch just got eliminated off that. Ty Dillon is playing bumper cars. What is going on? Good Lord. Crazy. So Kurt's out. Can't believe that. All right, so Harrison Burton on the front row with Bubba for the restart. Goodness. This is pretty nuts. I cannot believe what I just saw. Bubba knocking Kurt out of the way is one thing. Like, okay, that's your teammate. Didn't expect to see that. And then whatever Ty Dillon just did. What is... I am immaculately confused. I think Martin Truex took the right call in not being in this race. All right, Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon is the top 2. Currently, it's Burton, Dillon, Cindric? And Cindric gets spun. Another caution. Holy cow. What is going on? This is insane. I don't know what's happening. It's just a dump fest. Everybody's dumping everybody. Okay, so Cindric's in P3, then Bubba and Bowman kind of get added a little bit, and then it looks like Ryan Preece cooks Bubba into the corner. Ryan Preece cooks it into the corner, shoves Bo, who was already on the back of Cindric. I think that we're both at fault there. Not great racing going on here. Not great racing going on here. Not gonna lie, not a big fan. Especially because that Austin Cindric car is beautiful. The Austin Cindric car is beautiful, and I will not be confused otherwise. Yeah, this race, anyone who advances out of this round, everyone's car is beat to snot. So, what do you do? No one's gonna have a clean car going into the final race. Man, that stinks. That stinks. Yeah, the first one was rather fine. I don't think you have any problems with the first one, but this one's just been insane. This is just crazy. This is just crazy, man. Anyway, so as it stands right now, Burton, Bubba. No, that's not even true. This is not true. What I have on the screen right now is not true. Give that a refresh. That's not right. None of this is right. None of this is right. Okay, let's go back and let's actually look. I don't know how they'll stack up, but yeah, 5 laps to go. So we'll see who makes it and who doesn't. Yeah, the first LCQ was rather calm. The second LCQ, rather not calm. So, let's see. See how this goes. Get a good show here. Oh, they've got the drivers out of the cars. Unless Bowman's out. Let's see. All right. Should be going green here pretty soon. Yeah, Mike Joy brings up a good point, and I mentioned it earlier that I'm sure that the Martin Truex not being in his race was a great decision in hindsight. I was hoping he'd kind of race it out just to see, but yeah, in hindsight, good option, because this race has not been a clean race. So, Alex Bowman is out. Okay. This is not any of the people I expected to be at the front of this. With Kurt and Bowman gone. All right, going back green. Here we go. Burton, Ty Dillon, front row. God, Ty Dillon's going to make the race. Ty Dillon's going to make the race. That's insane. All right, here we go. 5 to go. Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon fighting out for the lead. Harrison Burton obviously has that inside line with lane choice. So he's sitting pretty good. Ty Dillon gets in behind him. Ooh, lockout from Ryan Preece into the back of Ty Dillon. Ryan Preece is trying to get to his inside bumper. All right, Preece trying to make a run on Ty Dillon. 3 to go. Ty Dillon has just spun Harrison Burton. Ty Dillon just spun Harrison Burton out of the lead. Goodness. 6th caution. 6th caution. Pretty much all of those have been Ty Dillon. Now Ty Dillon's in the lead. Ty Dillon's in P1. Yeah, so Ryan Preece was pushing him, but... And then Bubba also had a hand in this. Bubba bumped into Preece, who was on the back of Dillon, who hit Burton. We've got an accordion effect going on. Lots of accordion-ing going on here. So, it's kind of already in a bad spot, and then Bubba came in, bumped Preece, who bumped Dillon, who spun Burton. Of course, the one that made the contact was Ty Dillon, so he's going to get the blame for it. And I would probably blame Ty Dillon for a lot of the stuff that's happened tonight, which I didn't want to do because I wanted him to get into this race, but not right now. Somebody's gonna get payback. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that somebody spins Ty in the last couple laps. There's only 7 cars left. Bowman, Busch are out, and then Truex is basically did not start. DNS. All right, so lights are off one more time around, and then we'll get going again. Maybe we can finish this race. Maybe we can finish this race. Yeah, Brad Keselowski has a great shot to possibly get in this. All right, Ty Dillon leading him back to green. Bubba was on the outside. Bubba's in P3. So he's sitting in that spot where he needs to be to get in. Ryan Preece with the lockup. Brad's right on the back of Bubba. He could try to make a move. Ryan Preece is locking up in every corner. All right. Brad made a mistake. Now Harrison's up into 4th. And Brad tagged him back, who tagged Austin. Austin tagged him. Yep, white flag. Here we go. Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace. Ty Dillon won this. Ty Dillon won this LCQ after wrecking everybody. So, yeah, Dillon, Preece, Wallace get in. Burton, Keselowski, Cindric, Castle gone. Holy cow. That's crazy. That was crazy. Well, there we go. LCQ 2 done and over. Like I said, Dillon, Preece, Wallace advance. I cannot believe Ty Dillon won that. That is insane to me. That's pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty nuts. All right. I guess that will hold it for this one. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be back for the Clash at 6. Thank you for tuning in.